Okay. Hey guys, Jamie here. Take two, part two, not take two, part two. So I had started talking about the most important hack, and then I got an immediate download. Well, wait a minute. The most important hack, right? The easiest thing that you could do in any circumstance, at any time, anywhere to make your life better moving forward, to move that dial, move that needle, I talked about in the last video, which is simply asking yourself the question, what would feel better next? Like, what is something that I could do next that would feel a little bit better? And literally allowing yourself to work your way up to higher and higher vibrations, higher and higher frequencies, higher and higher on that emotional scale towards, in the direction upwards towards joy, love, appreciation, abundance, all the wonderful things. In this video, I want to talk about something very important, but I do consider this like the next step, right? So I would say beginners, that's what you start with. You start with, well, what would feel a little bit better? And after you get good at that, one of the most important things you can do when you are choosing to be you're not choosing, I mean, you are. First of all, you're always manifesting. So anybody who's like, well, I want to start manifesting. Well, no, what you want to do is you want to start deliberately manifesting, because you're manifesting 24/7 hours a day, 365 days a year, right? Like, we are always manifesting. Like, manifesting isn't something you're like, okay, I'm going to start manifesting now. And what you're doing is you're starting to be intentional about how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and who you are being. So you're always manifesting all the time. Now what you want is you want to master the art of manifestation. You want to actually be intentional about it, and you actually want to be thoughtful about what you are attracting into your life, what you're calling into your life. And so once you've mastered this, being able to say, okay, well, what would feel a little bit better next? Because again, here's the thing, like, zoom out, okay? Zoom out, big picture. If you die in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, right? Like, and you look back on your life, if the majority of your time was spent enjoying your life, like, game over, you're the winner, right? So many people lose sight of that. Like, they kind of get lost in the forest because of the trees, right? I forget what this, guys know I'm terrible at sayings. So truly, even though we say, oh, I want this, I want to manifest this, I want to manifest the car, I want to manifest the house, I want to manifest the soulmate lover, I want to manifest kids, I want to manifest a better job or higher income, I want to manifest my best health, I want to manifest losing 30 pounds, whatever, right? We have these ideas and these desires that we want, and we want them. But what we really want is how we think having those things will make us feel. Every single thing that you want is because of how you anticipate that it's going to make you feel once you have it. And spoiler alert, everything that you deeply desire, you expect or you think it will make you feel better. So you can actually just feel better now. And the fun thing about it is that, it's like if we're playing chutes and ladders, you just got a ladder to the end to win the game. If all you do moving forward is what will feel a little bit better next, like I was talking about in my last video, you're winning the game. because you're spending your day feeling better and better. And ultimately, that's why you want everything you desire anyways. So it's like you're cutting out the middleman. And for anybody that's like, yeah, but I want the stuff. Okay, I hear you. Been there, done that. Wrote the book on it, okay? When this is the next thing I'm going to talk about. Sorry, it took me 5 minutes to get there. One of the most important things that you can do, and this is simple, it's not always easy, but it's incredibly simple. It is being that version of you now. Being the version of you who has the thing now. Who would you be if you had that thing? Who would you be if you were a millionaire? Like, who would you be if you got your dream job? Who would you be if you found your soulmate? Who would you be if you were finally a parent and you've wanted to be for so many years? Who would you be? What would you believe? Like, what are the types of things that version of you thinks? What do you do? How do you spend your day? What does your day look like as that version of yourself? Like, who are you being? This is like a shortcut, right? This is a manifestation hack. You are acting, I think, I forget if this was Neville Goddard that says this, but you're acting from the end scene. I'm pretty sure it was Neville Goddard that said that. You are acting now how you anticipate you will be once you have XYZ, once you have this thing that you want to manifest. You are being that person now. And this is funny because this is actually muggle advice. Like, I remember literally, by the way, not the first time I heard it, but I remember when I got my first like true corporate job running the corporate education department for a software company. And the person I was replacing, because she did like a lateral transfer, not that that matters to you. I don't know why I gave you that detail, but she said, you dress for, I'm sure I asked her, yeah, so like, what's the dress code or something like that, right? Like I was probably just like making conversation, but I don't remember what I asked her or how it came up, but I remember her saying, you always dress for the position you want, not the position you have. And even though that's like the most like basic bitch like advice that you can get in the professional world, it is 100% aligned with the universal principles of this world as well. Because based on the law of attraction, what you attract more of the same. So when you are being someone who dresses like management and talks like they're in management and is responsible like a manager would be, you are literally calling to you, what you are literally attracting to you is a management role. And that's what the law of attraction states. And then if you look at this from like a Neville Goddard type of side of things with like the law of assumption, you are assuming the role of manager in that example that I just gave you. And when I say assuming, what I mean is like you are stepping into the role. Like you are like an actor in a play. You are being what a manager would be. And what you're doing is you're allowing people to see you as that thing, feel you as that thing, receive you as that thing. That is the energy that you are giving off. And that is what you are attracting more to you. And so that is the other sort of shortcut or manifestation hack that I wanted to share. And honestly, it is just a really valuable way of being, that you just, if there's something off in the distance that you want, how do you connect with it? How do you call that to you? How do you magnetize that to you? Well, by being the version of you that has it. Like, for example, one more example, and then I'll stop this because I'm already almost at 11 minutes. But I have been on like a weight loss journey. I actually used to be I was like a yo-yo dieter for 20 years, and I literally didn't even realize it, which was wild once I finally realized it. And so I said to myself, okay, I am imagining the version of me that has lost the weight and keeps the weight off permanently. And I asked myself, okay, that version of me, what does she do differently? How does she exist? What does she think about food? How does she interact with food? How often does she eat out? What does she eat? Like, how active is she? When I ask myself these types of questions, what does she believe? What does she know to be true? What does she do throughout her day? Like, how does she effortlessly just keep the weight off and love her life and enjoy life, right? Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that sound like? When I answered those questions, I could see the gaps. I could see how, oh shit, I don't do that right now. Like, that's not who I am right now. Oh shit, this is how I feel about food. This is my approach to eating. This is, oh shit, that's when I was able to see all the ways I wasn't being the person who, me personally, in my head, I believe I need to be in order to be that version of myself. And that's something we can go into like in another video, because the truth is we can either change what we believe. Like, I could stop believing that the version of me that has the permanent weight loss, like, let's say I believed that the version of me who has the permanent weight loss exercises, I don't know, goes to the gym every day. And let's say I'm like, fuck that shit, I don't want to. So here's what I have: two options. I have to either change my belief. I have to no longer believe that that's a requirement for me to have permanent lifelong weight loss. Like, I have to stop believing that to be true. Or I need to step into that version of myself that like goes to the gym every week, right? Like, we always have both of those options, which I like. This is why I love being a mindset coach, because there's always options. There's nothing wrong. It's always good and fine. Whatever the path of least resistance is, there's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's no right or wrong. There's just like, well, here's what's standing in the way. So we could do it. You could do, there's a fork in the road. It really doesn't matter which way you go, but you gotta do one or the other, right? Otherwise, nothing's gonna change. And so we always have that opportunity to either change our perspective, which is why my company's name is Intentional Perspective. Like, we either have the choice to shift how we look at it, change our beliefs, or if the path, or most of the time, a lot of the time, the path of least resistance is to get behind our beliefs. Like, okay, well, I believe that to be the healthiest version of myself, I work out every day. I guess I'm going to work out every day. Okay, I got off on a little tangent there. Honestly, that could be a whole video all by itself, talking about, the path of least resistance and whether you get behind the belief or you shift your belief. But anyways, I hope this was useful. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Remember, I am happy to answer your questions. So leave comments and let me know if you have any ahas from it. I'd love to hear from you. And remember, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to live and love your life on purpose. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.